Okay folks, thanks very much for joining us. Today I'm going to be showing you how to tie up a green butt Cascade bead head. Okay, well it's actually not a green butt, it's going to be a green tagged Cascade, but very similar, it's just a different way to tie it. First thing we need to add then is, will be part of the tag, which is going to be a silver oval. This is just a small silver oval, because this is a size 8 trout hook, heavyweight trout hook. And just continue that oval right down to where the hook starts to bend. Okay, and bring it up just a couple of mil. It's only a small tag you're going to use for the silver. And then just go back over your white thread, and that's why we're using white, as it won't show up as well. It'll be really good for the green floss as well. Okay, so I've done 3 turns there, and then I'm just going to secure that in and cut it off. Okay, and then I come up behind that with some green floss. So I'm just going to use my bobbin to basically tie this in. Bring it back down to the silver tag. And then just wind this on. Doesn't have to be too big a tag. Okay. I'll do me there. A few turns to secure it in, and then cut off your excess. Okay, now to make it very durable, I'm going to just whip finish this. And then I'm going to varnish the tag here. I'm just going to use 1 coat. You could use 2 coats. The more coats you do, the shinier it'll be, obviously. So just get your needle and just varnish that whole tag, even the silver oval too. I'll get a very secure tag. Otherwise, once you've hooked one fish, you could have to be tying on a new fly every time. So I'm going to take this off. Then here's one I done earlier. So this has already been varnished. Okay. Then just add on our thread again. So just run that thread down the body. Secure it in. So you get about halfway. So the tail for the fly is going to be bucktail, and I have pre-mixed orange and yellow bucktail. So this is being stacked and pre-mixed and then just glued. I'll put a wee link in the description of a video to show you how I done that. Okay, and then just cut off a section of tail. And whatever length you want. Some people do twice the length of the hook, some people do twice the length of the shank. It's entirely up to yourself. Okay, I'm just removing any of the shorter fibres if there is any. Okay. Then I just put that on with pinch and loop and then very lightly go up. Because if you put too much pressure on it, it'll fray. It'll look more like a muddler as opposed to bucktail tail. Okay, and I ever so lightly keep on going till I'm right up to the tag. And then what I do now is put a wee bit of super glue on. Instead of putting it tight, just screw that in. Just put a bit of super glue on the thread. Then bring that back down the body. And that'll mean that you'll be able to apply a bit of pressure next time you go up. Okay, I'm going to put in a wee bit of flice onto the tail, so I'm just going to use 2 strands of crystal flice. And again, I'm going to use my bobbin to weigh these down. Oh. Okay, and then just secure that in the center of the tail there. Okay, and then just cut to the length of the tail or a wee bit less. It's entirely up to yourself. Okay, then I'm going to start neatening up here a bit. So if you cut that bucktail at an angle, you will get a nice tapered section of the body, but because I'm going to be using floss and braid, not too worried. Okay, so we've got some fine oval silver. I'm going to add that in underneath, and that will form a rib. Okay, and then the rear parts of the tail, or the flies in two sections. So the back section is going to be silver holographic braid. You could use silver tinsel, mylards, and tie it up to yourself. Okay, trim off the excess. And then the front's going to be black floss. And again, you'll have seen me do this before. Make sure that the tinsel doesn't slip like that in a wee bit of super glue. I'll give a real secure hold. Okay. And just start winding the body down. One full turn before we start bringing it down. Okay. A few turns to secure it. And then trim off your excess. So the front body is going to be black floss. So what I'm going to do is, I've got one section of floss and I just double it up. I'll tie that on, and that's going to be at the top. Okay, I'll just try and level out. The thread a little bit. Okay. Okay, then we'll secure that in. 2 or 3 turns. The sharper scissors this time, and just pull tight and trim off the excess. Okay, then we'll follow that up with our rib. So 4 or 5 turns to the body. Again, secure in before with a couple of turns. Okay, now before I start with the wing, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tie off this thread and put on another thread. Basically what I'm doing is I'm wanting to use a thread the similar colour of the bead. Purely cosmetic, the fish won't care. It's just a bit of a neater finish. I have hot orange here. And it's very similar colour to this hot orange, fluorescent orange bead that we have here. Okay. So for the wing of the fly, I'm going to use black fox. But before I do that, I just want to add in a wee bit of flash again. And again, I'm only using 2 bits. In fact, I'm going to just use the one piece and fold it over. And this is crinkle flash. This is going to be going underneath the wing. That's very, very bright. That's why I'm only using a wee bit. Okay, and then just get your fox. Take a pinch. And as always, you've seen me do this before. I just remove the longer, stiffer guard hairs. And then hold it at the top and remove the underfur, which will reduce the bulk of the fly. Okay, then I put it up to see if it'll be okay, and I'm happy enough with that there. We want this wing to extend to the back of the hook. I'm going to hold that on the to the fox with my left hand, and then just do a pinch and loop with my right hand. Okay. Then I'm going to trim off my excess. And then I pull tight, and that should be covered with the bead, especially tonight that we're going to have a couple of hackles on. Okay, so the first hackle is going to be yellow. So I've got a yellow cock hackle here. What I do is I just pinch off the end, expose a few fibres. Do that again, pinch off the end, expose a few fibres. It creates a bit of a V. And then I tie in at that there, and then pull the fibres back and tie over. Then I just train the fibres to point inwards. And do a couple of turns. One, two, then a final one. Okay, and then on top of that we have an orange hackle. This probably a wee bit smaller. You can have them the same size as well. Generally I just use them slightly smaller than the rear hackle. And again, make sure you've got a bit of wax on the thread. And tie in at the V. Pull the fibres back. And that'll give a very secure hold. Then I just train the fibres downwards. And double them. I'm only going to do 2 turns of this one, so after one complete turn, I'm going to remove what I think is going to be the excess. Take that back a bit because that's twisting. Okay. Okay, and then just tie that off. And all being well, that should give you a nice neat finish. Oh, the face is moving here. A couple of turns in to secure it. You can turn it back on itself and tie again. And then you'll be able to just pull that off. Now, I don't like to varnish afterwards, so what I do with this, it only gets 1 coat of varnish. So, just get my varnish out here. It's got a wee needle here. I'm just going to put on a small bit onto it, and that means that it'll still secure it, but I don't have to worry about damaging the hackle or running the varnish onto the bead. Couple of turns there, and then a whip finish on top of that, and the bead will protect your whip finish to a degree anyway. Okay, and that's it folks. That's your green butt Cascade bead head. A very popular little fly for spate rivers, especially here in Ireland. Worth giving it a go. And as always folks, thanks very much for continuing to watch the channel. If you haven't already done so, please hit that subscribe button. And until next time, all the best.